What is a spontaneous process in thermodynamics? Have you ever wondered why some things just happen naturally, like ice melting or a ball rolling downhill? In thermodynamics, this natural occurrence is called a spontaneous process. Let's break it down in a way that makes sense. A spontaneous process is a change that occurs without needing any outside energy once it has started. Think about a hot cup of coffee. It cools down on its own as heat moves to the cooler air around it. This is a spontaneous process because it happens naturally. Now, why do these processes occur? They usually happen because the system is moving toward a more stable state. This often means a decrease in free energy, which is the energy available to do work. When free energy decreases, the process is spontaneous. Entropy plays a big role here too. Entropy measures how disordered or spread out energy and matter are. The second law of thermodynamics tells us that in an isolated system, spontaneous processes increase the total entropy. For example, when a gas expands to fill a container, it does so spontaneously because the gas molecules spread out, increasing disorder. When we look at spontaneous processes at constant temperature and pressure, we can use Gibbs free energy to determine if they will happen. The equation is Gibbs free energy change equals change in enthalpy minus temperature times change in entropy. If the result is negative, the process is spontaneous. Most spontaneous processes are irreversible. This means that once they occur, the system cannot return to its original state without some external help. For instance, when wood burns, it turns into ash and gases. You cannot simply reverse this process without adding energy. You can see spontaneous processes in everyday life. Ice melting at room temperature is a classic example. A ball rolling downhill due to gravity is another. Rust forming on iron when it is exposed to moisture and oxygen is also a spontaneous process. These processes drive systems toward equilibrium, a state where energy is balanced and no further changes occur. At equilibrium, the system's free energy is at a minimum, and spontaneous changes stop. In summary, a spontaneous process in thermodynamics occurs naturally, moving toward a state of lower free energy and higher entropy. Understanding these processes helps us grasp why certain natural events happen and how energy changes in physical and chemical systems.